good afternoon. I appreciate your attendance here today. The purpose of today's press conference is to announce the next step in the evolution of the department's efforts to modernize its technology. One of our core values is quality through continuous improvement. And what we're going to talk about here today is a public-private partnership that has allowed us to take a generational leap forward. I want to thank Kelly Dorsey, who's the Senior Vice President of Cradlepoint, for being here. Cradlepoint is one of the critical partners that we have in today's technology leap forward. Secondly, I want to send out our appreciation to Axon Corporation. Their president, Rick Smith, who could not be here today, though has been a full supporter of the Los Angeles Police Department for more than a decade in regards to its technology, whether it be less lethal tools such as its tasers or the development of body-worn video, and now the installation in our black and white patrol vehicles with their latest version of their digital in-car video known as the Axon Fleet 3. Today's announcement is the department's continued efforts to not stop. As we see an organization that more than a decade ago, in an effort to address concerns about transparency, to address concerns about accountability in regards to our officers' actions as they patrolled the streets of Los Angeles, we began a fleet-wide installation of digital in-car video system. That system in our black and whites allowed us for the first time to monitor and record the actions of an officers as they went about their patrol functions. Any type of traffic stop, vehicle pursuit, investigative stop, we at that point had installed cameras in both the vehicle looking forward as well as the rear passenger compartment, and required officers to carry a microphone that would record their audio transmissions as well. That was a significant step forward for the organization as we looked at critical instances in the aftermath to judge the actions of the officers. Did they meet our high standards as the Los Angeles Police Department for whether it be interactions such as a simple traffic stop or something as much as the use of deadly force? What generated from that as we began to gather just hours and hours and hours of video clips was a desire to take that technology and move it to an individual officer. That's again where you saw in 2014, 2015, with the support of Police Commissioner Steve Soboroff, the department embarked upon the development of acquiring body-worn videos. These cameras that officers would have affixed to the front of their uniforms now, and technology that we have on every uniform officer that works the field, that would record similar the instances that were recorded previously on digital in-car video, but now of officers' interactions, whether it be involving an investigative stop or something inside of a family dispute or business dispute or other type of encounter. Those two systems were marked improvements for us. Those two systems changed the nature of policing as far as the level of transparency that we were able to demonstrate to the public. In 2018, we began taking the video clips that we took and audio clips that we took from those stops and began publishing critical incident videos that were narrated and represented an edited collection of body-worn video, digital in-car video, and other evidence to describe and provide the public a first-hand account of what we knew at the time in which those videos were published. Those generally center around officer-involved shootings and in custody death or other critical instances which we know the public has an interest in understanding. As we've used those systems now for the times I've just spoken about, we recognize though that they're based on technologies that and sometimes were more than a decade old or more. And we know that when that happens in technology that you're falling behind, because one thing is certain, and Moore's Law and others, technology is constantly improving, it's constantly exponentially improving its efficiency and its effectiveness and addressing the concerns of what practitioners such as the Los Angeles Police Department identify as shortfalls. Today what I'm happy to discuss is that we, recognizing those shortfalls, looking for opportunities to improve the efficiency, reduce the workload on officers, and increase our transparency, have now arrived at the installation of state-of-the-art dual modem Cradlepoint routers. That's a communications device that sits in every one of our black and whites that allows them to leap forward from old third generation cellular data cards to fifth generation, which allows us to have access to everything that anyone else has access on the internet. Most systems today are moving from mainframes to government cloud and to cloud solutions. The Cradlepoint allows us communication pipes, if you will, the standards, to exponentially improve, which allows more information to come to the car and allows more information from the officer to go to systems and to make inquiries and to make records about the information they're gathering. The second significant improvement we saw is we've now transitioned to the Axon Fleet 3 digital in-car video system. Another generational leap forward, as we now have a system of multiple cameras in front of the black and white that records a much wider and higher resolution image of what is occurring. Additionally, in the rear compartment, a higher capacity, higher resolution camera, and two other significant points of improvement. The integration between Axon Fleet 3 and body-worn body-worn Axon 3 now synchronizes the microphone. So instead of officers carrying both a body-worn video and a separate microphone, it's now all integrated into the same capture. So officers no longer have to worry about carrying a separate microphone that's frequently can fall off in a struggle or fight. Its antenna can get maligned with a struggle. Today, an officer can simply rely upon the body-worn video camera. Additionally, the microphone that's on that camera, those things are synchronized and activated. And when that information is gathered, as soon as that recording is stopped, it's no longer now just sitting in the back of this black and white. It is now being transported via the Cradlepoint router over the cellular network to the evidence.com storage solution, which allows a watch commander at an area station, once that officer completes that video, to access that via the cloud and see and understand what the officer has just been engaged in. To take steps necessary, should everything be okay, no further. But if there's a shortfall or an area that we need to respond additional resources or officers to, or begin a separate investigation, that we can make those steps possible. These state-of-the-art systems are made possible because of the investment by our city leadership. Then Mayor Garcetti, now Mayor Bass. Our city council that recognizes that far too much of an officer's time is taken up doing administrative paperwork. And even with then state-of-the-art systems, that paperwork sometimes wasn't simplified, but rather it was only complicated. These changes have allowed us, by continuing to invest public monies into these systems, to improve. Secondly, 5 years ago with my appointment, I challenged the Los Angeles Police Foundation to help this department modernize its technology. And through an investment of more than $10 million, they have added to and replaced out-of-date technology from desktops to the routers that are in these cars here today. And that this investment, for instance, in regards to the routers, a $3 million plus investment, the foundation supported more than $1 million of that, which allows us to ensure that the entire fleet is equipped with this solution, rather than in the past, we would see incremental steps that would take months or years. The first rollout, as an example of digital in-car video, took more than 4 years to accomplish. The rollout of this system is occurring in a year. So a significant change in the way the department's operating because of the improvement of technology, us recognizing the critical need for that, us striving to achieve it by working in partnership with these companies who are willing partners to ensure their product is best of market and can fit our needs. And then lastly, the Los Angeles Police Foundation, a group of philanthropic leaders that recognize that a safer city is a city that is a more prosperous city, and one that they are willing to invest their resources to see that we achieve these type of results. Now today, before you, I'm going to introduce Sergeant Lemoyne, who's going to do two things. He's going to walk into that room there, and we have a short video we want to show you that brings to life, if you will, an example of a traffic stop taking advantage of this new technology. Secondly, we have a show and tell. This is a black and white. I know it's a big guess, but inside of here is the actual technology, the integration of these two systems, the way it's equipped inside of a black and white. We encourage you to, again, talk with our experts that are on scene here. I encourage you, if you'd like, Axon is here and available. Cradlepoint is here and available to talk with you. But any aspect of this technology, however you'd like to know about it, we want to make sure that we answer your question.